You blame yourself for everything, absolutely everything, I don't know, almost even for the fact that you're alive. Hello, I'm Yekaterina, and this is my 5-year-old son, Roman. 4 years ago, he ate pipe cleaning granules and suffered severe chemical burns. We were moving, and as always, there were boxes everywhere, chaos all around, and I went to clean the bathroom to get the apartment we were moving into in order. And in the room, there was a box with shampoos and cleaning products. Romka was standing next to me in the bathroom, and while I got distracted and busy, I didn't notice when he crawled away. When I entered the room, I saw that the granules were scattered. Granules for unclogging drains, cleaning pipes, specifically the granular kind. So with my hands I started trying to open his mouth, and of course by then I couldn't see any of them anymore. We immediately began rinsing, but his mouth quickly turned black. He felt bad, started choking, and everything happened at once. The ambulance took him to the hospital's intensive care unit. They asked about the substances involved, but in the panic I didn't understand immediately. They said the composition already contained alkali and explained the possible consequences. Well, at that moment you could say you don't really understand what it is or how serious the consequences will be. Let's put it this way. The doctors diagnosed us with a chemical burn of the mouth, larynx, and esophagus. Our lips were basically gone. We didn't really have a lower lip, and our lips were fused together. There was just a tiny little hole like a fish. They actually had to separate them. They surgically removed the scars and separated the tongue because the tongue was also fused. They removed the front teeth because they couldn't use a bougie. The mouth was fully closed. We were widening the mouth and working on it at home. Now they put in a mouth guard like the one we have so that Roma doesn't close his mouth again and so that it doesn't start growing back together. This tube is a tracheostomy. It's inserted into the trachea for breathing since he can't breathe through his nose, so we breathe through this tube. If you don't want to show your tummy, you can show the tube. Yes, that's right, the tube is in the tummy, and this is a gastrostomy through which he is fed directly into the stomach. Got tangled up, 1, 2, 3, 4, do you want to go outside? You don't want to, not like that, but as an editor. And here it was about to collapse. Like this. There you go, good job. The first day they took him, I went home to pack up our things. I thought they would put us together, but they told me that the baby is in the intensive care unit alone. At first you're even scared to go in. You could say, it's a scary sight, a dark hallway full of people flowing like a stream. Those eyes, I don't know, they just look right into your soul and scream with such pain, "Lady, help me!" But you can't do anything. It's actually very frightening and very painful. They offered me to give up my child at the hospital. If you can't, I just sit there. I was hysterical, of course. I didn't understand what to do at all, and they told me, if you can't, then just give up your child, and I became even more hysterical. Maybe it was said that way on purpose, as a push, so I would get my head straight. But it worked. At that moment, my mom supported me the most. People are going to say the worst things now. They'll blame you. Don't listen to anyone. I'm always with you. I'm always by your side. I was really afraid that he would start to be afraid of me. He's grown up. But it was the opposite. If I'm arguing with someone somewhere and their voice gets raised at me, he sits on my lap and immediately comforts me. If I cry, he always comforts me. He comes over, strokes me, hugs me. Like, how could someone hurt Mom? It instantly makes everything easier. You just want to stop thinking because he's there hugging you, and that's the most precious thing. I'm telling you, child. My dear, my sunshine in Minsk. Later, when they examined us from above, there was nothing to attach the esophagus to, making reconstruction impossible. Of course, you have no idea where to turn at all. In Israel, they asked me to send the documents. I sent all the documents, the doctor who is in Israel. He gave a conclusion that they can perform such an operation. And we have a fundraising goal of thousands of dollars, 20% of which we have already collected, roughly speaking. After this particular operation, Roma will have to learn to eat by himself through his mouth, that is, if the esophagus is made. In Belarus, they said that the ligaments are damaged, meaning there was absorption, but they are not burned. They also said that the tracheostomy will remain here with us. But we still really hope that medicine in Israel is good, and that maybe they will give us some chance for speech, for independent breathing in the future. In the hospital, we used to travel monthly back then. He tries to say something, but you don't understand what he wants. I mean, he can't speak and you don't understand. And I would cry and get upset because of it, and Roma would cry and get upset too because we couldn't understand what each other wanted. You want your mom to come and call me, well, come here, for example, with such simple gestures like counting on your fingers. So he started to remember and pick up on these things. He learned a lot from the internet, like some cartoons, and he started showing things just like in the cartoons. Sometimes I just don't understand. Roma gestures, taps his forehead and looks at me, as if asking how to explain what he means. 5 times? Sometimes I have to ask again, because sometimes it's something complicated. You need to learn sign language, some names, something else. You need the alphabet, and you really need to show the gestures properly. The feeling of guilt will never go away. It will be there until the end. Maybe if I had come in 3 minutes earlier, none of this would have happened. Or maybe he didn't go to bed. I was putting him to bed, but he didn't go. You wonder, why didn't you, Rom, go to sleep then? Why didn't you fall asleep? Why exactly this? I have so many thoughts in my head, so much guilt. You blame yourself for everything, absolutely everything. I don't know. Almost even for why you're alive, as they say. It eats you up. At first, it's just completely eating yourself from the inside. Well, I mean, because it turns out that since I didn't come into the room on time, because I didn't notice in time that he crawled away from me. The child is still suffering now. Right now he's sleeping there. You hold him tightly and cry because he's suffering from all of this. Well, after all, I'm still the one to blame. I mean, he was with me at that moment and I have no right to blame anyone else. It's just... You often apologize to your child, right? At night, during the day, he'll hug me. Well, okay, so it's in your thoughts. You just hug him like this, and in your head you think, son, forgive me for what's happening right now. It's just, well, to be continued forgiveness, as they say. I don't know if I ever deserved it or not, but I really want as much as possible to fix this whole situation, but unfortunately I can't do it by myself. Being the mother of a child who went through such an unfortunate accident means learning to live all over again.